truthandrtv.com platform. It is Tuesday evening, May 29th, 2018, the day after Memorial Day. And the purpose of this podcast tonight is to do away with the latest psyop. Everybody probably remembers the American intelligence media psyop from months ago, right? I did a whole show close to an hour long and put a lot of energy into it. But then QAnon, over the last few months, he's made it so much easier for us to deal with psyops. Check it out, my friends. Basically the second to last drop that QAnon dropped right here. QAnon said in drop number 1438. He's trying to make it easy for us. You'll appreciate this. QAnon says, identity reconfirmed versus or version or whatever the V might stand for. Compare it to 11/9, November 9th. Sequence. Attacks anticipated. Coordinated? Yeah, that's probably yes, right? Coordinated attacks are anticipated to QAnon. Why are they continuing internal attacks? Look at the brackets. Attacks will intensify all sides. So before we get into the latest psyop, of course, that being the laughable Julian Assange is really QAnon, right? Before we get into that, I want to show you what this drop means, because QAnon was trying to tell you that this was going to happen, and he's asking you to think on your own as to why this is happening. So let's begin by unlocking this top part. Identification reconfirmed versus 11/9. So let's take a trip to November 9th here on the QAnon drops. And that will bring us, my friends, to this drop right here on November 9th. And what is this? At the time, it was QAnon trying to clarify, trying to fight back against a typical attack on QAnon, so in his identity. So QAnon at the time said, Trip added coordinated effort to misdirect. Just like the drop we just read. Back then, there was a coordinated effort to misdirect. And Q said, guide to reading the crumbs necessary to continue. Attached graphic is correct. Linked graphics are incorrect and false. Graphic is necessary and vital. Timestamps and order is critical. Re-review graphics in full each day post new release. And it goes on. And he kept telling, and Q was telling us then, disinformation is real, disinformation is necessary. And it goes on and on and on. So what Q did, he dropped this here. And he wanted us to see, they wanted us to see these drops to confirm the reality of QAnon. And what everyone should know is that these drops cover a lot of ground. All the stuff that was being dropped then, and it ends on November 8th here. Then one of the Anons, dropped it again here. And if you go here, my friends, this confirmation, which QAnon confirmed all the way, ends right there on November 9th. So this is a series of these images that were dropped showing all the QAnon drops. And right above here, where we're going, look here, the Anon says, Q confirmed. Is anything in this image wrong? I added post from the 5th. And then Q says, confirmed, correct, Q. So with that said, that was on November 9th. So this is what Q, I believe, is saying here. Identity reconfirmed, just like the identity was confirmed on November 9th. So this was necessary now. Why was it necessary now at the end of May here? And that is because attacks will intensify from all sides. So that is number one. the first point I wanted to make. And how are attacks intensifying from all sides? And say hello to, as many of you know, the Twitter account called Back Channel 17. See, here's the deal with my platform here, people. I do not respond to these psyops when they're happening in real time. I don't waste my time on this stuff, but I do wait for it to play out so that, see, the problem with people today is they react to everything. I don't like to react to anything. I like to do I like to let my brain do all the thinking. So that is why now we can step back. And I heard about this weekend, and I thought it was a joke, but apparently it's real. And there it is, people. Say hello to American Intelligence Media Part 2, the CIA's second attack on QAnon, second major attack this year. So here, but this channel has been busted, and we can refer to that here. You can check this out. I'll put the link in the description. SGT report calling out this back channel back in April, my friends. Disregard back channel 17 clown disinfo operation Queen psyop. And you can check this out, how this channel was caught lying and posting all kinds of disinformation, fake photos, and fake information in Syria. And you can check this all out for yourself. And among the deception, just twisting a lot of what QAnon was saying. So this back channel 17, and you can see the summary here. There's no such facility outside of Hom, Syria, posting fake information about missiles in Syria, and on and on and on. So QAnon back then came out and called out this operation, future proving past, before it happened, about a week or two before it happened. QAnon was letting you know that this was going to happen, and there you go. A lot of misdirection, so no one should be surprised that this channel, one of the major anti-QAnon psyop channels, out of the gate recently coming out saying that QAnon is Julian Assange. And it all starts right here, my friends, with this drop here that so many people have fallen for. One last message. Did you notice the news changed after my identity here was revealed? So this person, this psyop, CIA operative at Back Channel 17 is trying to sound like QAnon. See, that's the whole thing with these people that hate QAnon, that are like American Intelligence Media. They're trying to replace, and I said this back then when I blew open the American Intelligence Media psyop, these psyop operatives, CIA operatives, they're trying to replace. Not enough to badmouth QAnon. That's not effective enough, right? Not at all. They want to replace. This is a war. Keep in mind, my friends, this is a war. So yeah, they want to replace QAnon. Keep that in mind. So this person goes on, no coincidences. I'm here. I am already here, ready to do so. All this nonsense talking about June of 2018. But why is this person saying that? And what does the Julian Assange people think about this? And you can check this out on Back Channel right here. Because if you go down right here, my friends, straight from Julian Assange's legal team, calling this whole thing out as false, spreading such falsehoods have the effect of undermining pressure on the Trump administration to cease its unconstitutional prosecution of WikiLeaks. So the Julian Assange legal team defending Julian Assange and calling this thing out as it is, as purely false. So there you go. But that didn't stop a lot of weak-minded people from falling for this psyop. But let's dig a little deeper. So QAnon had already told you that this was coming. But we should all do a little research. Let's do a research on Julian Assange and see what QAnon has to say about Julian Assange. Drop 1286, QAnon told us, why no contact with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange? Why? What is being investigated? And again, this is in April 27th, not long ago, about a month ago. Q is asking us, what is being investigated? Why is Mueller's team stacked with ex-Clinton Democrats and senior level authorities? Why are POTUS supporters screaming for end? POTUS witch hunt end. Add Rudy. Can the investigation officially publicly drop POTUS from review and continue? This tells me that the whole thing with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks and whatever is being investigated is connected to this transfer, this rolling in of Rudy Giuliani, ending the witch hunt against Trump, and turning the investigation against the deep state. So what will be the topic that they will turn the investigation on? What's going on? And we're seeing this in the news already. So the next drop everyone should see is 1199, where he said, answer question regarding Seth Rich. Seth Rich, June, Julian Assange. So here's a theme going on the month of June and Julian Assange with Seth Rich. When you look at the psyop drop by Back Channel, they are also talking about June and Julian Assange. So if anything, we know it for sure it's true. There is something coming in June, and it has to do with Julian Assange. And we know that QAnon dropped the bomb first. Future proving past once again. Q at that time dropped a link showing Democratic Party files suit alleging conspiracy by Trump campaign, Russia, WikiLeaks to sway 2016 election. Yeah, so if that's true, that WikiLeaks and Trump are tied together in this lawsuit, and QAnon is saying coincidence, and it's not a coincidence, and there's something going on with Seth Rich and in June and Julian Assange, you can see how this is starting to unfold. Drop number 1195, Seth Rich connect to DNC, MS-13, and once again, Julian Assange. Why did the Democrats push legal representative on family? Yeah, and then what does Q says? June, ETA. So again, the month of June, Julian Assange and this whole thing with Seth Rich and MS-13 all coming together, future proving past once again. Again, if we keep going down, drop number 1008, QAnon lets us know real or Russia, real or fake? Fake. Julian Assange, Seth Rich, he mentions them together. MS-13, again, murdering two people 24-mile distance. Yeah, in Florida, right? So MS-13, 13 equals M, mainstream media, the wheel. So QAnon really playing with words, showing you this picture that as the Russia collusion psyop finally comes to an end, a new investigation rolls out, and we have reason to believe that that new investigation, the new Russia collusion story that the patriots are rolling out, that they will have no choice, they, the mainstream media, will have no choice but to pay attention to, will be this new thing involving Seth Rich, Julian Assange, and the revelation of what happened to Seth Rich when MS-13 murdered them. And of course, we see Trump, as we exposed this weekend, and we showed to everybody yesterday, Trump is going all over the country, showing everybody how bad MS-13 is. So we can see how Trump is already leading to this MS-13 conversation that will then be linked to the Seth Rich murder, which will then be linked to the files that Julian Assange received. So this is what I believe is going on. And there you go. And that is why QAnon left this bomb drop, this whole thing with the trip code and the reconfirmation. QAnon pointing you to the November 9th reconfirmation, and that attacks are anticipated from all sides. And that is why channels like this clown here, and ironically, there's clowns everywhere, including in the title, and check it out. This is a 180. You can see this person is using brackets, again, trying to imitate QAnon, ironically. And one other thing I want to show people, when you go to this person's channel, this is the video that this person posted to show you why he turned on QAnon. And in the description, people, he says, he admits right here, I encourage everyone to watch Lift the Veil's interview. And then it goes on with Baruch the Scribe and Unirock TV, all the stuff here. But all you need to know is right here, people, Lift the Veil. Anyone who is following this channel, beware. I have personal friends that I have known in the past that were spreading truth on YouTube and were secretly attacked by this individual on this channel, and that was years ago. So I already knew years ago that this channel was not about the truth. That is all I am going to say about that. So I was not surprised to see this. There they go again, years later, still doing what they were doing years ago. But check it out, people. People are commenting on this guy's channel, and all I want to point everyone is to this simple comment right here. I love Isaac, he says, until he changed. Shortly before his album came out, he was alive and interesting. Something happened. Yeah, because we are in a war zone, my friends. And it goes on and on. You can read some of these comments for yourself. But it is what it is. And we should be praying for this young man, because obviously he has lost his mind. I had to throw that out there. And it didn't surprise me who he followed before he lost his mind. But that's what this is all about. And the fact that he's using brackets is something that everyone should take note of. That again, he's borrowing the QAnon brackets, just like back channel 17 right here is borrowing the QAnon language, trying to sound like QAnon with the question mark. This is how the CIA operates, my friends, by mimicking the truth. And that is why QAnon was saying a long time ago, as a matter of fact, back on November 11th, rogue operators are here, failed to shut down site, protected. This will only get worse. Archive and coordinate. Q also saying on November 9th, and back to the long drop that we started talking about earlier, Q talking about several important things. Check it out. Why is map useful? Think direction. Think full picture, said QAnon. Who controls the narrative? Why is this relevant? What is a spell? Who is asleep? Dissemination. Attention on deck. There is an active war on your mind. Yeah. Some people should pay attention to this. An active war on your mind. Be prepared, said QAnon. Operations underway. Operators active. Graphic is essential. Find the keystone. Moves and counter moves. That is what we're seeing right now, because they never thought they were going to lose. We're seeing moves and counter moves, and that's what this is all about, with back channel 17 and all these little people whispering and spreading all these lies and disinformation on the internet, which Julian Assange, own legal representative herself, is debunking right to your face. This is false. There you go. Moves and counter moves, and that is the reason why QAnon dropped this bomb here before taking a break. And a lot of people are saying that big stuff is coming, whether it's Seth Rich or whatever it is. We shall soon find out. But my friends, this right here, these people that are talking about Julian Assange, all this nonsense lately, this is another example. What they don't realize, what this channel here does not realize, this back channel 17, what they don't realize is they are the fulfillment of QAnon's prediction that attacks would intensify from all sides. That is the beauty of this storm and this great awakening. Bernie with Truth in RTV YouTube channel and truthinrtv.com. Thank you for watching.